All right, we're gonna work on some example problems here. So let's do this example. Find the lateral area and surface area of the regular pentagonal prism above if each base has a perimeter of 75 meters and the height is 10 centimeters. Okay, so there's a lot going on here. So let's do it one step at a time. Okay, for every single problem, guys, your first step, you need to always identify the base. Okay, what is your base? Okay, in this case, we're talking about this pentagonal prism. This example is pretty easy. They were telling you the base is a pentagon. So just make a note of that here. Okay, the base is a pentagon. Okay, so that's your first step. Identify the base. Okay, second, you do want to find the lateral area, which is the perimeter of the base times the height. And then step 3, you just combine that to find your surface area, which you're just adding 2 times the base area. So let's kind of break this down here. What is our perimeter? This problem is pretty easy. They actually told you the perimeter is 75. Right, to find that, right, this is just 15 plus 15, right? 15 times 5, right? So perimeter is 75. The height, they actually gave you the height too. Dang, this problem's easy. Boom, height is 10. Okay, so we actually have the lateral area just from what we're given. So your lateral area equals 75 times 10, which equals 750. Boom. Okay, so you have that. Keep in mind, centimeters squared. Okay, so now for surface area equals, we know this is 750 plus 2 times the base area. Right, and now from here, it's just old school chapter 11 stuff. This B, the base area, what is the base again? We go back here, the base is a pentagon. So what formula can we use to find this base? This is your 1/2, remember the area right here, equals 1/2 apothem times perimeter. Or you can just solve for this little triangle here and times it by 5, right? So I'm going to take out that triangle. Okay, this whole thing is 15. This here is your apothem. This is a right triangle. Okay, and this angle right here in red is 36 degrees. Boom. Okay, so now what we're going to do here is we have a right triangle. Okay, we just got to focus on this half here, this right triangle. Okay, we have 36. This half right here, from here to here, this is actually just 7.5, right? Okay, it's half of 15. So what can I do to solve for my apothem, or the height of this triangle? I'm going to do a throwback chapter 8, which is trigonometry, right? This is going to be, we have opposite over what? What are we trying to do? This is opposite over adjacent. Okay, so it's actually be tangent 36 equals opposite over adjacent. I'll show my work real quick here. 7.5 over A. All right, and just solving for this here, you can always just switch it. So I'll show you guys a little review step, right? Switch it diagonally. A equals 7.5 over tangent 36. This will get me approximately 10.322. Ah, no. Sorry. 10.322. Reminder, always pause if you need to play catch up. So you have that. So now to find the area, I'm just going to plug it into my formula. So area equals 1/2. We found out that the apothem right there is 10.322. Do you know the perimeter? Yes, we do. The perimeter, we solve for that. All right, perimeter of this pentagon is 75. The little math magic, about 387.107. And so again, this area represents the base area. So it's the same as this B. Okay, so lastly, we just plug it in. 750 plus 2 times 387.107. This should get me 1,524.21 centimeters squared. Boom. Okay. All right. Okay, absorb this example. This is probably one of the harder ones. Mainly because you're solving for a regular polygon. Okay, that's why it makes it hard. So take a pause real quick. I want you guys to actually do number 3 on your own. Okay, kind of test your brains real quick. Okay, another hard one. Okay, try it out. Follow these steps here. Okay, take a picture of these steps. So I mean, you should already have it. Follow these 3 steps. Okay, and try to do number 3. Okay, so please take a quick pause. Okay, so hopefully you got this far at least. Okay, write down these 3 steps. Okay, it is very important. Always identify the base first. Okay, so yes, this is kind of laid down differently, this shape here. So some people might think this rectangle here is the base. Remember, the base, okay, there's always 2 bases. Okay, there should not be, if you say this is rectangle, right? Well, how many rectangles do you see, right? You're gonna see 6 different rectangles. So that's a little indicator why it's not the base. Okay, there should only be 2 bases. So you have this and the back one, okay, as your bases. So it is a hexagon. Okay, hopefully you got the perimeter, right? 4 times 6, because there's 6 sides, 24. The height, this here is now considered your height, okay? So you need to work with the problem knowing what is your base. So that's why this is important. If you know this is your base here, then this here, the 16 is your height. Okay, so hopefully that's the easy part, lateral area. And again, this part here is actually chapter 11 stuff, but I know it is a hard concept. So to find the area of the base, right, we're trying to find this big B now. Okay, capital B, area of the base. You want to draw out this triangle. Try to make it a different color. Let's make it purple. I'm going to draw out that triangle here. Okay, that is not a good triangle. Okay, I'll draw a new one. Boom, boom. Okay, same idea, right? You gotta draw your apothem, right? Or really the height of the triangle. Draw that. Okay, we know this is now 2, this is 2. And then, now the key here is to know what is this angle right here? What is this whole entire angle? To do that, you need to find the central angle, which is 360 divided by what? How many sides do I have? Good, 6 sides. This here is 60 degrees. So the whole thing is 60 degrees. We're not actually going to use that though. That 60 degrees helps us to find half of it, right? Which is 30 degrees. So we have 30 there. Throw back to your 30, 60, 90. X radical 3, 2x. Okay, we have the 2 here because it's opposite the 30. Okay, now what's opposite to 60? This here should be 60 degrees. So opposite to 60 is just 2 radical 3. And if you want to know the other side is 4. Okay, so this here is 2 radical 3. And that's what we're looking for. So your base area is equal to 1/2. What's my apothem? It's 2 radical 3 times P, which is my perimeter, is 24. This ends up being 24 radical 3. Good. Bam. Okay, again, this is your base area. So now we can just plug everything in. Surface area is your lateral area, which is 384. We know that. Plus 2 times 24 radical 3. And adding this all up. So it's not, this is a weird, right? This is not one term, right? So I would want you to put this as a decimal, which should be about 467.1 meters squared. Okay, please actually punch this in your calculator. Okay, practice your calculator skills. And that should be your answer. Okay. I'm going to speed through number 1 just to get a quick, easy example. So number 3 is probably one of the hardest problems you can ever have. Okay, but number 1, I just want you guys to practice step 1 a lot. Okay, step 1 is ID the base. Okay, ID the base. What's the base for this one? Boom. Okay, it should be a triangle. Okay, so the base is a triangle. Hopefully you figured that out. Okay, remember the base is whenever you have 2 copies of it. Okay, there's a triangle in the back here and a triangle in the front. Okay, it cannot be this rectangle. Okay, because you can see that there are 3 different rectangles there. Okay, so your base is a triangle. Okay, once you have that, this one's actually pretty easy. So step 2, my lateral area, perimeter times height. What is the perimeter? Keep in mind, it's the perimeter of the what? Capital P is perimeter of the base, okay, which is why it's so important, again, to identify your base. So the perimeter of this, 4 plus 3, ooh, what's this one? Anyone know? Should be 5, right? This is your 3, 4, 5 triangle. If you don't know that, you can just do Pythagorean theorem, right? 3 squared plus 4 squared equals c squared. Keep in mind the c squared is always opposite the 90, okay? And then c would still be 5 here. So perimeter is going to be 12. What's the height? The height here is 10, so 120. And what's your base area? Okay, to find your surface area here, we know it's 120 plus 2 times the base area. In this case, the base area is going to be a triangle. So you have a triangle. What's the area of that triangle? It's going to be 1/2 4 times 3, which is 6. Plug this in your calculator. 132 meters squared. Okay, so I mean, obviously those are the easier ones. We're not going to do 2 and 4, okay, but just looking at number 2 real quick, take a spot on number 2, take a look at that. This one, you actually pick whatever you want your base to be, because technically speaking, this can be your base, bottom and top, right, because they are matching. Or you can really pick these to be your base, and then this here would then be your height. Okay, so if you get an actual rectangular prism like this one, it doesn't matter which one you choose to be your base. Obviously, if you have this luxury, then just pick top and bottom, make it easier for you guys. Okay, so this one doesn't have to be a specific base, whereas these two, right, is very specific what the base is. And for number 4, anyone take a guess what this base is here? Good job. It is a trapezoid. Okay. Just a little throwback. Okay. Area of a trapezoid. 1/2 base 1 plus base 2 times the height. Okay. Just a little throwback there. And the height for this, ooh, what would be the height? Is looking at this. Remember, this is not the height now, right? That is the height of the trapezoid. It is not the height of the prism. The height of the prism is actually 12, okay? Just kind of work your spatial thinking a bit, okay? So again, that's why it's so important to identify the base, okay? That will then guide you to the next step of solving the problem. Okay, good job, guys.